Heidi here. Got my next instalment of my wardrobe tour to show you today. I'm doing trousers, leggings, jeans and shorts. I will start off with shorts. One pair I'm actually wearing right now. They're just kind of shiny, slippery fabric undershorts. I think they are supposed to be sportswear or something. They were a charity shop find, which they were high-waisted, like had a massive band coming up to the waist, so I just chopped that off. I wear them as slip shorts, so like a slip skirt but shorts, unsurprisingly. My other pair of kind of undershorts that I have, these used to be leggings and I lowered the waist of them because again they were high waist. I just made them into shorts. Charity shop find that I did some DIY to. They are H&M divided, and because they're not a stretchy fabric, I was able to get them on fine, but they just looked really odd because they weren't stretchy and they like pulled in weirdly. So I added in a small panel on either side of this fabric, and I also added the fabric in a panel down the front there. There used to be pockets on the front, but I took those off and changed it to this. These ones you will have already seen if you watched my previous haul video, and I have since taken the waistband in at the back, so they do fit nicely now, and I was able to put it all back together fine. It's the same fabric as this skirt, and it is a reflective one. Cybergoth brand, of course. I got these on Vinted. I forgot to show these shorts whilst I was going through everything. These ones are by Plastic Wrap. Got these ones on Depop quite a few years ago now, and I wear them a lot. Really comfortable. The paint is coming off the zip pull a bit. My final pair of shorts, I have these amazing PVC ones. It's a really nice, thick, good quality PVC. I did pull these out of the wash to show you. So the brand is Skin Tight Clothing. I got them on Vinted, I think. I had to take them in on the sides to make it fit better. Next we have leggings. These ones, they're ASOS brand. They're just not getting worn. So I'll probably just donate these to a charity shop. So that's one thing to clear out, of which I don't think there will be many things that I actually tidy up to in this category. These, they're slightly wrinkly because I pulled them out of the wash to show you. I think they're one of my best charity shop finds ever, to be honest. They're vintage, I'm fairly sure. That's the label there. They're made in France, which is quite fun, and of course they're hand washed because all of my fancy clothes are. I'm calling this category leggings, but I think there are a few things that aren't necessarily properly leggings. These are another one you will have seen from my previous haul video. Obviously the brand is Cybergoth, as you can read right there. They do look slightly like pyjama bottoms, but I do not care. I love this pattern, and they're so comfortable as well. You can't really see the label anymore. Final pair of leggings. I've got these. I found these in a charity shop. Oh, and yeah, the previous ones I got on Vinted. And I want to lower the waistband as well because I always wear it folded. I mean, I fold it inwards, but I always fold it down like that. So I'm going to, at some point, move the waistband down so it's like this. And they are from Primark originally. So those will be another one for the alterations pile. Next I have things that aren't leggings, they're not jeans, they're just kind of trousery things. So first of all, my one and only pair of jogging bottoms I have ever owned. I did buy these from a charity shop, and originally they had eyelets down the side on a tape, but I thought it was kind of wasted on these, so I took them off. And because these are only for lounging around the house, like comfies, for at home. I do not wear these outside of the house unless I'm taking out the bins. Bought these in a charity shop, and I have had to repair these quite a bit, being as this fabric is not stretchy at all. They are a UK size 10, so they sit a bit lower and a bit baggier on me. I keep repairing them over and over, so at some point they'll just be threads and I won't be able to do anything, but until then I shall keep patching them up. You can't really see the label anymore. It says vintage casual, I think. Yeah, vintage casual. And on further inspection they are old new look, because they've got the old logo. These are my fully waterproof trousers, which of course I need living in Scotland. And they are Trespass, the brand. And I actually got these because I really liked this hardware detail with the black plastic, and it's very adjustable, which is good because these are actually male sizing. It's an extra small, which apparently is 28 to 30 inches. And I would much prefer if these were lower rise, but that's the trouble with waterproof trousers. I'm very hesitant to try and alter them because of the fabric. I mean, it will probably be fine, but maybe at some point I'll have a go. So over trousers, these are quite good with my thermal leggings underneath, because these are just waterproof fabric with no lining at all. These my best friend actually gave to me because she bought them online from TK Maxx, and it turned out they were actually children's sizing. So she asked me if I wanted them, and I said, oh yes, absolutely, because I do quite like the design. Because if I'm going to have waterproof over trousers, I want them to actually be interesting. And I quite like that it's got the buckle there as well. I'm fairly sure I got these in a charity shop, but it's quite a while ago now. And when I bought these, they were in fact full-length trousers. And the reason that they no longer are is because they wore through completely on kind of seat area. Because it's not, well, they wore through either side of the crotch as well. I just wore them so much that it wore through completely. Like, it wasn't even a rip or a tear, it was just like the fabric was gone from that area. So I decided to chop off a portion of the leg, so I had enough fabric to make the repairs necessary. It's quite a patchwork. They were adjustable. Originally you could just fold up the leg and secure it with this, so you could turn them into 3/4 lengths. I just kept that detail because I think that looks really cool. So they're just permanently 3/4 length ones now. This is Red Herring, which I think is Debenhams. And these actually fit really nicely, which was always a welcome change with trousers. Oh look, another pair of waterproof trousers. Although technically these aren't waterproof, they're water resistant. And these are crag hoppers. But I am wanting to take the waist in of these because they just constantly slip down. Final item in my trouser category. I have these incredible Space Tribe trousers, and these ones I made alterations to as well. So this section in the back here, I added in this panel because they were a 24-inch waist originally, so I knew that they weren't going to fit me when I bought them, and I was fully intending to make them fit me properly, which I did. These reflective bits are peeling off a bit now, but I have the means to replace that when it gets to that point. These I found, I think, on Depop, and they have all sorts of hidden pockets that I never use because if something goes in there, I will never find it again. I wasn't going to include these, but I think I might as well. So these are a recent purchase from Vinted, and they are, again, another pair of rave trousers, like the previous pair, and unfortunately, again, they're bigger than I expected, so I will need to do various alterations to these to make them wearable. I need to just start asking for measurements, honestly. They are the brand Mac Girl. But I'm looking forward to being able to wear these. Another one that I forgot in the initial filming. So these are my Punk Crave. And I do wish they were properly low rise. Just be a bit comfier. They are a skinny jean style, so they are very tight. I still wear them fairly frequently though. They've got this bit on the inside as well, which is really handy, so the fabric doesn't grow onto itself. And finally I have all of my jeans to show you. These are just entirely plain black slim leg jeans. I only wear these for work. I don't really wear them for anything else. And I did end up taking the waist in of these. Oh, and I chopped off the lower seam around the cuff because it was really uncomfortable tucking it into my boots. Obviously I wear these a lot because they're for work, so they are looking a bit tired. But I will basically run these ones into the ground. They say low rise skinny, but they are not low rise. And they are barely skinny. Like, they're not true skinny, you know, because they're not tight around the ankle. This next pair is an unfortunate story of these ones because they now look like this in the back. So I did wear them for work quite a bit, and obviously that's, well, not obviously, but I do lots of, you know, moving around at work. I bent down to pick up a box and voila, there was my butt. Luckily I had a fleece that I could tie around my waist and cover that situation. But yeah, it's very sad, especially when fabric tears like this. You can't, I mean, you could repair it, but it would be difficult and tiresome. And it's so annoying because they fit so nicely and they were so comfortable. But I think I will turn them into shorts. I think that would be the simplest thing because they are kind of already turning themselves into those. Although I did actually have to repair these on the crotch previously because they ripped at the seam. So that side is just completely shredded now. So I'll have to reconstruct that part. But they will be amazing as shorts. So those will be an alteration. I got them in a charity shop and they are the brand Cash or Cache, however you say it. Vinted purchase that I underestimated the size for and had to take in quite a lot. So they are now wearable and I absolutely love them. I did remove the brand label from the inside and I put it right here so you can actually see it, because I feel like that's the sort of label that needs to be seen, you know. Obviously I am slightly restricted by them having yellow on. But I have other things in my wardrobe that I can make that work with. These are probably my most worn jeans and charity shop find, which I have made quite a few alterations to as well. So all of these plastic popper straps I added on myself. I did some on the back pockets as well. However, this one I do need to put a new popper on to this side. Got these off Depop quite a few years ago now, and I have worn and washed them quite a bit. So they've become this more faded colour, but I do really like that. I think it suits them very well. And the brand is Alcatraz Gothic. They are 100% cotton as well. They do say hand wash only, but I just put them in the wash. When I bought them, they did have some straps on the back here, but I think they'd come loose at some point and the previous owner had just kind of tied it back on, and I just thought it didn't really look very cohesive. So I took those off and I much prefer them now. I am intending to re-dye these ones because of course they are incredibly washed out and they're not even black anymore. They're more of a weirdly greyish brown colour. I don't even know. but those will be re-dyed fairly soon. They almost look purple. Very strange. I don't think I remember what the brand is. I made these low rise and like very low rise, so I don't think the brand label survived that. I definitely did not use the usual method to make something low rise. I actually cut off the waistband, including the pockets, and like physically sewed them back on lower down, and it actually worked quite well. And then I had to do this at the back to take them in enough so they'd stay up as well. But yeah, it worked out fine, I think. Although the zip situation is a bit weird. And here we have the final item of the video. These darker waves jeans. I bought these Vinted, I think, maybe Depop, can't remember which one. I have already taken in the waist, but I might make them a bit lower rise as well, we'll see. That's everything that I'm showing in this video. I do have a couple of pairs of like pajama bottoms, but I'm not showing you those. I'll try to do the rest of my wardrobe fairly soon, but I can't guarantee anything. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.